Welcome to the third part of the SwiftUI quiz tutorial. In this section, we will implement the functionality to check the player's answer and get the next question. We will now start the tutorial. On line 25, within the content view, enter the following. Check answer, open bracket, is correct, is basketball player. So now we will implement the actual function called check answer. To implement this function, just create the actual function signature on line 20 or after line 29. So just type in function check answer, open bracket, is correct, bool. So what this function will do, it will check if the answer provided by the user is correct and update the is correct answer property of the current player. So to do that, just type in players.player, open bracket, current question index is answered correctly equal to players open bracket current question index is basketball player equal to is correct. And then the next thing we do is create an if statement. If players open bracket current question index is answered correctly, then score plus equals 1. So if the question to the answer is correct, just increment the score to 1. So the scores will be 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on the amount of times the answer is correct. And then the next function we need to create is called show next question. So just type in show next question, and the purpose of this, it proceeds to the next question or shows the results based on the current progress. So to create the actual function show next question, just create it after line 39. The function show next question and then type in current question index equals 1. So what this does, it increases the current question index to move to the next question. If current question index is more or equal to players dot count So what this means, if all questions are answered, set the show results to true to display the results view, which we'll do now. Show results equals to true. Else show results, else show score, is equal to true. So what this does, if there are more questions, set show score to true to display the current score, like the current progress. So score is 1, score is 2, score is 3. And then type in dispatch queue main a sync after deadline dot now +3 with animation show score equals false. So what this line does, it will show the score for 3 seconds and then the score would disappear at the bottom of the view. So the next thing we can do is, what else can we do now? So navigate back to line or after line 26. So the next thing we'll do is add the show score functionality that shows the actual score within the text, like a label or caption. So just type in if show score text. So if show score is true, then show the score. So text score, and then this shows the actual value of the score. Just add a bit of styling, font dot title dot animation dot none dot transition opacity dot on appear dispatch queue dot main a sync after deadline dot now +3 show score equals false. So after the 3 seconds the score will be invisible. I think we're missing the full stop on line 30. There's an error, cannot find title. So we need a full stop there. So now let's run the application to see if it's working or not. So is this a current or past basketball player? Click on yes. And that should increment the score to 1. Is this a current or past basketball player? Click on yes. The score should now be incremented to 2. And this one's no. This is Brad Pitt. So click on no. It should increment it to 3. It seems like this functionality isn't working properly, so I think we have to go back to the question view. So go back to the question view and then navigate to select answer function, which is this one here. But it seems like we don't have a condition if the answer is no or false. So what we have to do is on line 77 type in else. So what this will do, if the answer is incorrect or the player is not a basketball player, wait for 1 second and then trigger the callback, which is this: dispatch queue main dot async after deadline dot now +1, and then to execute the actual callback or closure, just type in on answer selected open bracket answer. So now this should work because this was the line that was missing. As you can see here, it includes the line. That's why it works when we click on yes, it's a basketball player. And we need that bracket there as well on line 78, this bracket. So now let's try and run it again. Oh, we're missing another bracket on here. Yeah, I think that should do it. So let's try and run it again, see if it works. Is this a current or past basketball player? Yes. The score should be 1. And then yes. The score should be 2. And then no. The score should be 3. Yes, it seems like it's working. Yes. No. No. Yes. As you can see, the application crashed. Seems like we need to do some checking to do the index. So let's try and fix that now. So what we need to do to stop that from crashing is add some validation on line 23. So what we'll do, we add this: if current question index is less than players dot count, then call this function and this closure. Yeah, that should fix it. Let's just try it now. See if it crashes or not. It shouldn't crash now because we're checking on the actual index. So, is this a current or past basketball player? Yes. Score should now be 1. Yes. No. These are actual basketball players, but I just click on no just to test the actual score functionality. No. As you can see, the score isn't incremented. This is he's an actual basketball player. So I click on no as well, and the score will be 3 still. He's a basketball player. I'll click on no, and the score should be 3. Basketball player, no, which is the truth. He's not a basketball player, so now the score will be incremented to 4. And then this view that's shown at the moment, that will show the actual results view, and the results view is the view that we'll be creating next week. So as you can see, to create the actual tutorial, it's not too tricky. It just includes like if statements and arrays, and a little bit of like looping or index checking, and a struct. So yeah, that's it for the actual tutorial. So that's the end of the tutorial. If it helped you, please comment, like and subscribe, and see you next week for the next part of the tutorial.